I guess we'll get started real quick. So my name is John Lester. I go by Games31. For those who don't know me, I have a YouTube channel, Games31. I've been doing it for 10 years now. It's been fun. And so I have some friends who are joining me on this panel. We've got Brian Burney. Brian, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brian Burney. I was one of the prime developers of the CollectorVision Phoenix. Did the hardware design.
Cool. So yeah, we're going to definitely talk about the CollectorVision Phoenix and what that exactly is. Not the chameleon. Let's go there. Okay. So, and then we're going to talk about Brett Weiss, a good friend of mine. Brett, who are you and what do you do?
Okay. So again, I'm Brett Weiss. I write books about the history of video games. My newest is the SNES Omnibus, the Super Nintendo and its games, Volume 1, A through M, and Volume 2. Here's the cover for Volume 2, which will be out in April. It's got the Super Nintendo colors, and you can find all my stuff at brettweisswords.com.
Yeah, cool book, by the way. Awesome book. And Jeff Woodhagen. Jeff.
Hey, so basically I'm an OCD gamer collector. I write books about everything, and I think this is John's way of wanting a Coleco book. So that might happen.
Raise a hand, who likes the ColecoVision?
Yeah, we got some Coleco fans. Exactly.
Totally underrated system, I think. And I think we all agree that a lot of the older consoles now are very unreliable, right?
Yeah.
They just don't work with a wonky controller. So it's kind of where we came up with the idea with the Phoenix. So Brian, why don't you explain kind of, you're the mastermind here, the engineer.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So basically, we just wanted to come up with a new system so people would be able to play the games, use the controllers. So that's really the motivation for us for creating the CollectorVision Phoenix. So we have the board open. Basically, it'll play all your original cartridges, use the original controllers. We actually added a keyboard port and a Super Nintendo port. So for those of you that don't like the original controller, you can use the Super Nintendo controller.
Right on. Cool.
It's got HDMI output, so it'll work with modern TVs as well. Kind of some of the big hurdles of the original equipment.
So you can, we have a booth that's 516, so after the panel, please come by and check it out. You can kind of see the board yourself, you can feel it. These are 3D print cases, so the goal, we're doing a Kickstarter right now, and the goal is to do you know, mold for it, so it looks a little better. But why don't you explain the differences between the games?
Okay, so it will play all the original games like Donkey Kong. Let's restart it now. We have created a new bio, so we actually have our name, CollectorVision, on the screen. One of the issues with the original ColecoVision was that, you know, once you wanted to play a game, you had to sit there for like 12 or 13 seconds just waiting to get into the game. With our system, if you don't push anything, it'll last about like 6 or 7 seconds, but you can actually push a button and skip right past it.
There's no audio, by the way. I mean, there is audio, but not.
Yeah, there's audio on the console. It's just through the HDMI.
When I was a kid playing the ColecoVision, waiting those few seconds for the game to start with just the numbers on there, I was like, this is taking forever. I don't know.
I was wondering why did they do that? Yeah.
Janelle, who programmed for the ColecoVision, she said that they did that to like build the anticipation of the game or something. It's like, okay.
The best cop-out excuse ever.
Yeah, right. It's a feature, not a bug.
So Brett, what are some of your memories about the ColecoVision growing up? Like, you're a fan, right?
Okay, so yeah, so my very first game system that I actually owned was the ColecoVision. I got one in Christmas of 1982. Prior to that, my friends had Intellivision, Atari 2600. My two best friends had a Fairchild Channel F. But my parents would never get me a game console because they were really expensive, and televisions were $300, which translates to about $1,000 today. But when I saw those ColecoVision commercials in the summer of '82, I thought when I saw the Donkey Kong screenshots, I thought, I just knew I've got to have this. And so me and Santa Claus worked out a deal where I kicked in $100, Santa Claus kicked in $100, boom, the ColecoVision. And I bought Mousetrap, and so all night long, you know, Christmas '82, playing Mousetrap and Donkey Kong. And so flash forward a couple of years later, 1984, you know, in the wake of the great video game crash, I was devastated when the ColecoVision was canceled because I was just a fanatic. I had over 80 games back at a time when, you know, people weren't really collecting that much. It was kind of insane. And so they announced, you know, that they were going to take the ColecoVision off the market, and I was in denial. And flash forward here to 2018, and they're coming out with a new ColecoVision console. And if you would have told my 16-year-old self, my 17-year-old self, that there would be a new ColecoVision console in 2018, I wouldn't have believed it. You know, just back then, the thought of something like that was just out of the question.
Jeff, what do you remember?
So one thing is the ColecoVision, like I'm obviously the next generation where I grew up with the NES, but I had an Atari in my household growing up, and the ColecoVision was always like the next level of quality. Like the colors in it, the music, the gameplay, it was always the optimal way to play the second generation of gaming. You know, second generation being the Atari, the Intellivision, the Coleco. And it was just so fun every time I got to play it. You go over to the kids that had all the systems and you go play it. And then, like Mousetrack, for example, was just so addictive that you would play it.
And you're perfect.
Yeah. And the fact that we're getting an opportunity to play it in HD on modern TVs, to me, that's an exciting draw, because basically being able to play those old systems on CRTs, even now, you have to do a lot of finagling and modifications. So the fact they're making an easy to play HDMI ready system with a few built-in games and you can play your collection, like that's awesome.
So Brian, you're playing Burger Time, which you explained.
That's right. So one of the big features of the system that we have is the F18A video chip. And if you're not familiar with that, basically it's a graphical enhancement for the CollectorVision. One of the issues with the CollectorVision's video chip was that you could only display 4 sprites on one line. And with this video chip, we can actually display 32. So this is one of those games where originally on a CollectorVision, when you have multiple people on a line, all the sprites would be flashing.
I was going to ask where all the blinking was.
Yeah.
So with this, you can see nothing's blinking. You know, it's pretty smooth. The colors are pretty great as well.
Show them the tank game.
Okay. So one of the other features of the F18 video enhancement is it can do, it has an expanded color palette. So instead of only being able to do the 16 colors of the CollectorVision, this can actually do 4,000.
All these built-in modules also just make it just an excellent deal, because all the modules separately with the original Coleco console can be pretty expensive.
Yeah, it comes with Super Game module.
It has a Super Game module too.
Yeah, it has.
Wow.
Now with this game, it was actually programmed specifically for the F18A. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just a normal, the one programmed for the normal CollectorVision.
Loading screen.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the old Commodore 64 loading screen.
Sergeant, there you go, go hard.
Yeah, so you can see all the sprites are, really 2 colors. Here you got some flashing on that dog there.
This is standard.
So this is a standard Coleco. So
That's the classic flash that you missed, Rick.
yeah.
This is the enhanced one.
So this is the enhanced. So you can already see we've got extra colors
Textures in
here.
there. It's like the next level right there.
It's a big difference.
So here now you can see the sprites.
It's almost like NES stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely like 3rd generation Master System NES graphics right there.
So I remember back in the day when the magazine started advertising the Super Game module for the ColecoVision originally, and being so disappointed that they switched from doing that to the add-in computer. And the add-in computer was obviously a disaster, so it's really cool that the Super Game module is a thing now, whereas before it was canceled.
Apparently that game's pretty hard, you died pretty quick.
And what's cool about this too is when you get this game, it comes with,
It wasn't Sergeant.
there is an SD card slot, right? So it does come with 10 preloaded games included with it. Also comes with Sydney Hunter and the Counters of Death, which is an exclusive cartridge game. It's going to come with it. So you get 11 games with that out of the box. That's cool. But why don't you show another example of this game?
All right, so I'm back on the original CollectorVision programming. One of the other features is it has hardware scrolling inside the new chip.
See if we don't have the audio right now.
Let's push the right button. Sorry.
But you have audio comparisons on the website, so
Yeah.
absolutely. And we're showing the Coleco.
So this is
The
the standard
Coleco.
Coleco version. You can see, we got our
That's
basic
right.
sprites again. Scrolling's pretty choppy.
And it's still a really fun game though. It's awesome.
And then we have,
So
Yeah,
those
sure.
ROMs are not modified?
what's that?
Game ROMs are not modified?
No, this is our original release
Okay.
standard Coleco.
Ordering to get that from the chip.
That's right. Oh, no. So this particular game is programmed for it.
Oh.
The stuff with like Burger Time and
Oh, that was just-
right, that was just the chip. Works on all original games as well.
And this is the updated.
Yeah, so this is the F18A enhanced. You can see the sprites are a lot clearer.
I'm a Brian, huh?
Oh, it's a lot faster gameplay too. Look.
Still use original CollectorVision controller on a...
Yeah, so it comes with 2 8-pin connections, the controllers, 2 of them.
Yeah.
It also has 1 Super Nintendo controller output as well. Including the NNT data controller.
So talk to me about the differences in controllers, because obviously you have the Super Nintendo input. What's the input difference when you're using the Coleco versus the Super Nintendo controller?
Sure, let me, what I can do is I can bring up a controller test function.
Yeah.
And I can actually show you what all the different controllers can do. And they all work simultaneously, so if I want to start a game playing the original Coleco and then kind of move to the Super Nintendo or keyboard, whatever you want to do, they're all function at the same time.
Bruce Lee's controller.
Yeah, so you can see with the standard controllers, you move all around, you got your number pad, fire buttons. Now the standard CollectorVision, you only have the left and right fire buttons. With our Super Nintendo, and as well as the NTT data controller, you got the same functions. It also has the 2 buttons that are extra for the Super Action controller. So you actually have all 4 buttons for that.
That's excellent.
You have your keypad, numbers.
Now, with the normal Super Nintendo controller, how would you do numbers?
So with the normal Super Nintendo controller, you can actually hold your trigger button. So if I hold left, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's super useful.
5,
Yeah, so
6. Hold the right, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So you have like a little printout or something just to show that around the website.
Yeah, we'll probably have it in the manual.
Yeah.
People have to guess, figure it out.
I mean, that's the best one.
Same with the keyboard.
Oh, we did it back in the day.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the controllers are supported and run. One thing that we just recently added to the system is we are going to be launching with Atari's 2600 compatibility as well, so you'll be able to play your Atari 2600 games on the system.
Oh, wow.
So that's a new module busted right in. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's right. And we'll have an adapter cartridge that'll plug in that you can actually plug your cards in as well.
very cool. Expansion module.
Yeah, there's an adapter port in the back, right?
Yep.
Right. Well, this one we just use the
Right.
Nice.
Very cool.
It's a big announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That's-
by the way,
Oh, by the way, it's just going to play Atari, all the Atari 2600. Like, in HD, like perfectly. Like,
We're retailing for $200, but it comes with, the games, of course. And for $10 more, you get a Super Nintendo controller.
That's right. The regular standard one. This is just another example of the Super Game module game that you can play on the system. You don't need a separate the Super Game module to plug in. It's already built in.
It's $100.
yeah.
Value.
Oh, there we go.
It's $100 value right there.
Yeah, it's $100 value if it's available. If you get it.
Yeah.
If you have
Yeah.
to get it off eBay, it's probably like $300.
Say, how many years was the Super Game module not available? Because I was looking for one for a long
It's
time.
hard to see. Yeah, they don't produce a great one.
And there's a lot of homebrews that also utilize it so you can get brand new games for the ColecoVision as the games come out, so you don't need to have the Super Game module to be able to collect for the system.
Right. That's cool.
Excellent.
There's still a lot of homebrews for ColecoVision. I mean, CollectorVision have been making homebrews for like 10 years for the system, so it's a
Yes.
good community.
Supercar.
What's that?
Supercar is one of the new
Yeah,
ones.
Spunky Supercar.
Spunky
That's
Supercar.
included in one of their ROMs.
Yeah, exactly. It's really
You know
cool.
that was the City Hunter. Sega track.
And this is actually included digitally as one of the 10 games included with the system.
So this game's also for the Intellivision. It's been out. We're doing a Sega Master System port of this as well. MSX as well. Oh, return to fire. It's a challenge. It is a challenge. Yeah. It's hard because you have no weapons in the game. It's just kind of
It makes it challenging,
It does
but
make
it's
it
a different type of style.
exactly looking right at the
Yeah, it's kind of awkward angle too. We'll play Maddox.
You died.
Why don't you spell Spunky? You show Spunky? It's kind of funny. It's a built-in game. That's, this is the original game that's going to be included with the Phoenix.
I do like that you did with the City Hunters, the Sacred Tribe, so it's like a follow-up or a prequel to.
Yeah, so it's confusing because we have actually technically we have 4 different City Hunter games. The Sacred Tribe and Shrines of Peril are both for the Intellivision, and ColecoVision of course, but and then we have the Caverns of Death, which is for Super Nintendo, which we're selling here as 40, and then we're going to port that to the Mega Drive / Genesis. And then we have the Curse of the Mind, which I'm going to show you here in a second. It's coming out for modern platforms.
So what's the name of the Sidney Hunter game that's for the Intellivision that's similar to Smurf Rescue and Gargamel's Castle?
The Sacred Tribe.
The Sacred Tribe, yeah. If If you played a lot of Smurf back in the day,
I'm sorry, the Shrines Apparel.
Shrines Apparel. Yeah, if you played a lot of Smurf or CollectorVision back in the day, which was like one of the first platforming games, you'd really like that City Hunter for the Intellivision. It's very similar.
Yeah. So you can see the scrolling. I mean, it's just very choppy, but it doesn't have the enhance. It's not programmed to play with enhance. Yeah. But it's fun. It's a really fun game. You got to knock down the graves and avoid the hands, pretty much.
Yeah, knock down all the graves.
It's pretty fun. So.
I mean, it's just like Halloween style. It's just a scary movie game. It's really fun.
Yeah. There's like 4 different stages in it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else you want to cover?
That's about it.
I'll switch to the Switch. How's that? Okay.
Switch.
Let me just plug this in. I'll switch spots.
So did a lot of you guys grow up playing CollectorVision? Raise your hands if you actually got one in 82 or 83. A few of you.
We got a couple.
Few of you.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I just remember the colors for it and everything.
Well, when the CollectorVision came out in 82, the cool kids had CollectorVision too.
Yeah.
With the exception of me, I wasn't that cool, but at least I had one. Yeah, but it was considered, so now if you get a new system, you keep your old consoles, you hook them up to another TV, or you have several consoles on one TV. Back in the day, when a new console would come out, the old ones were suddenly considered lame. So when the 5200 and CollectorVision were really popular, if you were still playing Intellivision or Atari 2600, people were like, really? Seriously? It wasn't considered, there was no such thing as a retro game.
You can only fit so much on the prongs on the back of the TV.
Yeah,
back in the day,
right. Most houses just had one TV, maybe 2.
You remember having to actually finagle the picture to get it to actually work correctly on the screens. I mean, it was just, those are the fun parts. Now we can watch the comparison from the Coleco version of Sacred Tribe now to the Switch version I just put up.
This is the Switch version. This is also coming out for PC, Steam, Xbox One, and PS4. It should be out anywhere between December and March of next year. So we're pretty much done with the game. We're on it for like 3.5 to 4 years, so we're ready to be done with it. The best way to explain this game would be like if you take a brew pot and you had like Mega Man series in Castlevania, and you kind of stir it up and you sprinkle a little like Zelda 2 and Mario 2, Mario 3, and maybe a little bit of Shovel Knight. That'd be like this game. So it's called City Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan. This is a later stage. Now you notice that bird. That's a quincyl bird. It's a sacred bird in the Mayan culture, actually. And you find her later in the game. She follows you. She actually helps you out. I wish there was audio because it's all chiptune music. It's great. This is a safe spot, right? I can save it here. And if I had like lost my hearts, I can refill my hearts there too, which is kind of neat. But these are NPCs. They're Mayan. They're just kind of here to help you out along the way. I can have my sub menu here, and you can kind of see the different items. This helps me replenish my health. There's up to 12 different relics. I have 6 right here now. Different colored keys will match different colored doors, and we got that from Montezuma's Revenge. And this game actually started off like back in the day as a Montezuma's Revenge clone, because we just love that game, and that's how we actually got the name Curse of the Mayan, believe it or not, comes
Montezuma's Revenge.
from Montezuma's Revenge, yeah. But there's a story and there's a reason why it's called Curse of the Mayan later on. But you can see I have different weapons, and notice at the top right, I have like my health meter is from Resident Evil, so it goes like green, orange, red, dead. So we'll go ahead and go here. I can switch my weapons by hitting the left and right shoulder buttons. So I have a spear, it's an underwater weapon. It doesn't make sense to, initially we had like, the whip using underwater, it doesn't really make sense, or a boomerang, right? Here's the boomerang. It's a pretty long range weapon, it'll follow you wherever you go. And
That's
then,
a classic weapon from Super Nintendo.
right, and there's a whip. Now there are a couple upgrades I've gotten. So I've got a fire ring, I also have that to the left of that is an obsidian stone. And you notice when I whip, I have a fireball. And
Reminds me a lot of Castlevania style, which is awesome.
And you notice how the whip glows? That's because I have obsidian stone. Now I can break certain blocks. And it's kind of meant to go back and like unlock different parts of the game.
Right.
So that fireball only happens when I'm at full health. Kind of like Zelda, right? The sword. So we'll go in. This is kind of a cool boss. I'm going to show you. I just go up here and put the idol right here. Watch what happens.
We had a lot of Metroidvania in this game, which will be excellent for
Right.
replayability.
I'm playing at a weird angle here, so hopefully I do okay.
This timing
I
dead.
love the Indiana Jones vibe.
Now he's really fast. Oh,
Yeah.
see? Oh, there you go. Look at that. Now watch the bird. Watch. She'll start attacking things too. Watch. Now when he's green, you can hit him.
That's an awesome boss.
It's a board.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of the guy from Day of the Tentacle a little bit. I don't know, like,
He's clearly all happy.
Pork from hell. Yeah.
Lava board.
What happens when porgs don't get their milk?
Turn green. You can hit them.
now when I lose that, oh, I gotta use the elixir. Oh shoot. We'll try. We'll give it one more round. Go here.
Everybody else agrees too that John should wear the hat so he can be Sydney Hunter at these panels, right?
I'll bring a whip.
For sure, you gotta bring a whip too. Just dress him like Indiana Jones.
There you go.
And you gotta find a way to install like some kind of flamethrower inside the whip so when he whips it, it'll just like.
There you go. I don't know if the convention would like that very much, but
I like the idea.
I love the idea though. I would
Expecting to see some Sydney Hunter cosplayers at next year's show.
going through like TSA, like, okay, yeah, this is,
Yeah.
oh, shoot.
Again.
See, I turned away and I didn't.
It's definitely Super Mario World style.
Yeah, so okay, let me skip to a different level for
It
you.
looks like the graphical aesthetics are about a 16-bit plus, though. You have a little bit of 32-bit.
Yeah, this wouldn't be able, yeah, this actually it was going to be an NES game initially, and different aspect ratio, of course. So, I don't know if you know Civac, like Battle Kid, he actually was going to program the game for us. And so a lot of the dialogue you'll see is kind of like from Battle Kid, the back and forth dialogue in the game. But it got so advanced, we're like, there's no way this is going to be able to play on the NES. So we just changed the aspect ratio. And
I just remember the original gameplay you showed off of the Civac's version. It moves so fast, just like Battle Kid.
right,
And it was like, it wasn't the aesthetic that you wanted because of this, because you wanted it to be more Metroidvania-like, more tactical, which is awesome.
Did you guys program your own engine for this, or?
this is actually built on Unity.
Oh, okay.
So we're able to port this to iOS and Android if we really wanted to, but it's kind of nice. It's Unity is a 3D program. It's just built on a 2D scale. I'm not the programmer, but Russ has done a really good job with it.
Was that Firebird immune to fire?
No,
Oh, okay, just took more damage.
it just took more damage. Yeah.
Green.
I'm checking it. There you go. Oh, see, too much. Okay, so anyway.
Just imagine adding on the awesome Chip 2 music that's with it, though.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, you guys can play it. Anyway, we'll go to a different level here. I can see, this won't be in the release, trust me. But, you can skip around. There's 14
Did
different
a
levels.
Konami code to open that up.
I do want to show you the Easter eggs. There's a ton of Easter eggs in this game, right? So, for example, let's go to spoiler alert here. Spoiler alert. So, when this isn't like the typical ending, but when you complete the calendar, which you may recognize that hab calendar there in the middle, that's a Maya calendar. Check out what pops up in the middle there. Little arcade, right? So if you talk to this guy, he'll be like, he talks about the arcade, but we'll go and play this. And this is actually really important to the game.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a game within a game, right? So you can see it looks like a bezel and it's loading it's all scan lines like you're playing arcade. Check out the game. You mentioned in television before.
Look at the detail with the border of it and everything.
Okay, John, you sold me. I'm getting one when it comes out.
I want the stand-up comedy to this now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
This is Smurf Rescue, a clone of Smurf Rescue actually. One of my first games I ever played as a kid.
Yep.
And like we've got to add it to this game. It even's got the wonky, watch check this out, I'll die.
Double jump.
Oh no, I didn't die. Wow, that's crazy. But watch it, see? It's got like so anyway.
Does it have Smurf Ed at the end?
No, I'll show you what happens at the end here, watch. Who's played Smurf Rescue? It's on 2600 Division. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Great.
So I get to see people get like throwing controllers on this game right here. That's part of it because they won't be used to it. But instead of pushing up, we do have a jump button, so it's a little bit easier.
Right.
Oh, say jump too early. Oh, I can see this being a really fun drinking game. Like if you,
Yeah.
you get a shot.
So you've been drinking, John? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have. No.
That explains a lot.
Water.
Yeah, water.
Perspective drinking on this game.
Now this first level here is no enemies, but later on there's like bats and. Okay, see, it's the angle and promise you.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to the. Oh, you break gargoyles in El Paso, right?
Yeah.
Like that a little bit. Okay, see, and then to get the diamond, so I think there's a special part.
Now go back to the left where the diamond's dress comes up.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
You beat me to it.
you guys get the idea.
Game over.
Game over.
That's awesome.
I mean, I just like that you have the bezel around it too, just to emulate the old arcade experience.
Yeah. So I'll take you a really cool fun level here. Check this out. We're really doing time here.
But you have the cabinet pop up, that's just...
So you need to collect skulls and stuff to unlock each. Kind of like Mario, you gotta collect skulls to unlock various levels.
You said that you could go back to areas once you get special items and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it sort of like Metroid where you need to get those special items? Or
Yes.
is it more like Mario where you
Like
go
Metroid,
collect
because
stuff?
there'll be skulls that you won't be able to access normally, like early on in the game, that you need the obsidian stone for. But you need to go back and get those skulls to basically go unlock Chico Vulcan's tomb. So the whole premise of the story is you're in the Yucatan Peninsula, you get trapped inside a pyramid while you're exploring. And the hat counter just showed you. Kukulkan is like, we did a lot of research on the Maya culture actually. And Kukulkan, if you look, it's he's a serpent, like feathered serpent. He's like the main bad deity, right? So he comes by and he destroys the calendar and he takes all the idols. And your goal in the game is to go throughout and like collect those pieces, put it back together and save it. And it's the way out. It's 5 endless days. So the Maya believe in the calendar, you know, the Maya calendar, but there was like 5 unlucky days that were unaccounted for. And this is the time that this game is happening. So it kind of is tied into the Maya mythology a little bit.
Video games are educational.
Yeah, it was. So right, so I have 20 skulls and it just unlocks it. It'll tell you kind of what items are in the game as well. This is one of my favorite levels to shoot. There's a really cool Easter egg I want to show you this game.
Mayan overworld.
All right, so this is the water level called Caverns of Death because we've got a game called Cavern of Death. Anyway,
Like the waviness is
so you notice when I go in the water, right away, I need to have a harpoon, right? See how there's also a number there? I've got 15 seconds, otherwise I drown, okay? So I've got to find a special item. I'll show you what that is. All right, let's see. And the music's really cool too, it's too bad, but.
Shades of Sonic 2 with the drowning.
Yeah.
So here's the air tank. So all I have to do is just jump up. And then I've got the tank. And he's got this cool Zelda shine.
Yeah, I like it. Is he doing this or what's going on there?
Yeah. So, and I can also go get some pineapple.
Yeah.
Pineapple will give me health too, so I can increase my health. It's 100. So, so now you look, I have the tank. Now I can breathe indefinitely underwater, which is helpful in this level because you need it.
How long would it take you to grind to get 45,000 gems?
Well, there's a gambling mechanic in the game too, so you can get at Maya. You can actually spend gems to like randomly choose a certain area.
Excellent.
So it'd be hard, it'd take you a while. But gems are important because you can actually purchase meals from Maya that will give you extra hearts, so I can actually up to 2 more hearts, so 6 total. Again, it's a weird angle I'm playing at, but
It's always the
yeah, blame it on the angle.
That's his angle.
Oh, see,
Oh, wow.
I usually blame it on the hardware.
gotta watch out for these jellyfish. But one thing we've really paid attention to is just the controls, because so you notice he's kind of floaty in the water. Okay. So there's a lot of, like I said before, a lot of 80 pop
Looks like it
culture.
controls really well.
It does. It's one thing we've kind of prided ourselves knowing.
It's such an underrated aspect of game design. Controls can make or break a game. You can have a really good level design and everything else, but if the controls are wonky, it's just...
Now here's an Easter egg coming up I'm going to show you. So see if you guys recognize this. I'm going to lay a bomb here. Okay, I'm going to walk away because I need to lay a bomb to break this thing apart, right? So see if you guys recognize this. Mario 2, right? So in Mario 2 it says bomb. We changed it to say boom. So hopefully the 2000 value.
Bomb
We'll
is
see.
copyrighted.
We'll see. We thought so long. So
It also says Bomb and House of Dead Ninjas.
there you go.
Good river.
So I have a key and just walk up to it and it'll break.
It's like you're getting a lot of points where you get that many in the actual game.
The gems, yes. Now there's also a special relic that that I can get that will double my gem count, which is nice because again, you need them to, and with the bird, now the bird's obviously not in the water, right? But the bird, you can feed her food, right? So you can feed her papaya seeds, and then if you die, and then if you have an elixir, she'll actually revive you, which is helpful. And then if you feed her cocoa beans, she'll actually start attacking smaller enemies for you. So she's definitely a companion.
So it's kind of a Boy and His Blob reference then.
Kind of. Which is cool. So if I save it, you notice my health will regenerate, and now if I die, that's where I start, right? Yeah, these break. You can get special items. A lot of hidden rooms in this game. There's actually a hidden room. It's an Easter egg that we've added that I won't show you where it's at, of course. But if you find it, there's actually our initials are all in that level. Everyone that's worked in the game.
Classic adventure room.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you give us a hint to where it is?
Oh, see, I'm gonna have to.
In the game.
I don't know if I say it's the angles killing me.
Just look at it.
Problem if I move, you can't hear me, so that's a problem. So I'll try to stick with it.
That's what I like about
See,
playing
the
brand new
angle,
games. First, if you're first one hacking at a new game, you can't use these.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna
I think I might have misspoke earlier about the CollectorVision load screen. I think I remember something about maybe brand recognition. I see Janelle's in the audience here.
I arbitrarily set it at 13 seconds, because I know they wanted to see the title.
The CollectorVision name and the title and everything, so for brand recognition. Okay, it came back to me now, the Classic Gaming Expo panel that you did.
Yeah.
Right, very good. Thanks for clearing that up.
There's one area I just want to show you.
John's now in the crowd. Amongst the people. If he had the hat on, we'd see it.
All right. So when you get gems, you notice that the little small number will pop up, right? So here's a little Easter egg that we had. That was kind of funny. So check out these gems laid out here. So check out what numbers pop up. See if you guys recognize it. That's a naughty. So a little Easter egg thing we've added in the game. Little. You can die. Oh.
That's cool that you put that song in.
There's also a reference to The Shining in the game too somewhere. You gotta find that. And yeah, there's actually twins in the game, but I won't spoil for you guys to find out.
Oh, there's twins.
Those fish are brutal.
What's your favorite food, Danny? French fries and ketchup. Shining reference, unless you think I'm just crazy.
A little bit of comment, a little bit of comedy.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's the only way to fly.
Yeah.
Let's see another. What's another fun
So if you
area?
connect a Coleco controller to the Switch and you type in 8675309, you can walk through both modes. That we're
That'd be cool. I dig that.
Or the CollectorVision Phoenix controller.
This is the level. This is, so every temple is like a Mayan god. So this one is the corn god. I'll see. The angle, but. So yeah, so we should be done by the end of the month here. So it should be done fairly soon.
You said there's a Nintendo review process after that. It'll take.
Yeah, it's just going to submit to a lock check, and then at that point we give them a queue, and they'll tell us the kind of release date. So that's why we haven't really officially announced the release date yet.
That Nintendo seal of quality.
Yeah, they got to go play through it, just to make sure the game's pretty well polished. There's a lot of humor in the game. So yeah, we'll have a booth, but we have a table here at 516. So definitely after the panel, please come by and check it out. Love to get your opinion on it for sure.
I like the sense of progression with the idols there, so that way you make continual progression. So when you get to the next idol, it feels like you really got somewhere. But then even if you die a lot of times, you're still gonna have that feeling of advancement.
Right. And so I'll show you different different rooms here, you kind of see how it's laid out. But this is the final like portal of the gods that you have to get. And you have to break. You get certain items to break those blocks too, and plus you have to hit 90 of those skulls to unlock that. So plus a key. So there's quite a bit you have to do in order to get that point.
How many skulls are in the game?
There is 90. So you need just the right amount of skulls. Yeah.
It's not like Mario where you have to have 70 stars.
Right. This is a cool outdoor.
So any plans for a physical version?
Yeah, everyone asks that. I love that. So right now, plans to do digital initially, and then if it does well enough, we'll do physical. Might do work through Limited Run or something like that to do that. Just 'cause it's really expensive to produce physical out of pocket, of course. So kind of just depends on where the budget is, to be honest.
Luckily with the Switch and the collector scene right now, it's pretty high in demand, and there's about 4 companies now doing it. So there's a high opportunity with the level of polish in this game. Once people see it, they're going to get people reaching out to them.
Yeah, you know, to us it's like a love letter for just retro gaming. Just want to come up with a fun game that people enjoy, and you know, that's really what it's about for us.
So do you have the bird the entire game?
No, you meet her halfway through, and you have to find her. And so you really don't know who she is initially, or what the bird is, but later on in the game you find out she's got a very important role in the game. She doesn't just follow you for any reason. She's got a really important role in the game later on. So there's actually 2 endings in the game too. There's a bad ending and a good ending, depending on if you get a certain item. So some people will play it and like get the bad ending, and they'll be like, "What? That was it?" You know, and that's not the good ending. So what's that? Kind of like Mist, yeah. So, do you guys have any questions about? I think we have 5 minutes left. Any questions about the Phoenix? Any questions about games we're working on? The Phoenix, more information about that, just go to CollectorVisionPhoenix.com. It'll take us to we're in the middle of a Kickstarter for that. So we've got about 17 days left. We definitely appreciate the help spreading the word. You know, any help backing it is always appreciated. But I just want to open up to any questions you guys may have.
Yeah, you're talking about doing some homebrew ports to MSX. Are we talking about MSX1, MSX2, 2+, and what kind of media?
Good question. I'm not the programmer for the MSX, to be honest. I'm thinking probably 1. But I'm not the programmer for that. So it's a good question. I don't have the answer for that, unfortunately.
Because if you're thinking of equivalents, though, the like Spunky Supercar they just showed, that's an MSX1 equivalent style graphical abilities, whereas those enhanced ones are more MSX2 era. So I mean, it pretty much all depends on the game that they're doing, but primarily one use.
Yeah. What kind of media will it be on the
card?
Are we talking about the cartridge?
Yeah, cartridge.
And a full case?
Yeah, that's it. Everything we've done. Outside of the Phoenix, where it comes with 10 ROMs, has been physical cartridge, yeah. And outside of the Switch, but that will be pulled in. Yeah, question?
When the CollectorVision goes on sale, how much would that price for be?
200.
Okay.
For that, yeah. So.
Which is what the CollectorVision cost in 1982. The original CollectorVision stores.
Yeah.
Without the modules.
Right.
Yeah, just
I think part of something that we're kind of struggling with, like if people get confused with the chameleon, think it's a chameleon, right? And so we're just trying to battle that. Hey, this is legit. We have the board. You know, you can feel it, you can see it. So
you've got a company behind it as opposed to a person.
Yeah, we're not affiliated with Coleco at all.
Well, and plus the idea behind the chameleon was some new system, whereas this is an enhancement of the original CollectorVision. So the best possible ability that you can. The best way to play the CollectorVision
has at this point, CollectorVision has a proven track record.
Yeah, we do. Been around for 10 years, and at least hundreds of games in the 10 years. So
yeah, I've got a number of them in my collection.
Cool.
Great stuff.
Any other questions? Yes.
The module that plays the 2600 games that's coming out, are you doing that emulation in hardware on like an FPGA or something, or is that done in software like the Stella?
No, it's completely FPGA based, so it'll be an actual recreation of the Atari hardware.
So if anybody doesn't know, the FPGA modifications make the most accurate representation in HD of the console to play exactly how it's supposed to play. Right. Whereas you're doing the emulation like you're talking Raspberry Pi and things, you're going to have inherent lag. Whereas the CollectorVision Phoenix will be near perfect because he's going to sit there and tweak it till it's perfect. I mean, he's obsessive about the CollectorVision. It's the perfect people to have make these consoles. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we're excited about it. So.
Any plans to like put any more consoles on the Phoenix, like television and anything?
Yeah, and then we have some ideas to put some on there. The CollectorVision, or the CollectorVision Phoenix, is open source as well. So all of that code will be out there. More people will be able to contribute if they want to. But we will also push to add some more cores as well.
Yes, 2 minutes here.
I really was impressed with the sprite enhancement. Will that be part of the 2600 support as well?
I have to look at that and see. The 2600 uses a different video chip, so I don't know if the F18A code is directly compatible.
Really hats off on that. That's great.
Thank you.
That would be revolutionary.
I think time for maybe one more question if you have a question.
What FPGA chip did you use?
It's the Xilinx Spartan 6.
Spartan 6? Nice.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, guys. Thank you. We'll take our take.